Good day, good day, good day. Good morning. Today is a day off for me. It's West Virginia Day. And today we're going to work for about an hour on this homebrew website. Let's see if we can share this on Facebook. Got some music piped into this today. All right, we are live. All right. So today, I think we're going to take a look at actually putting some of the structure on a page that we can navigate. So we're going to start to replace some of the default stuff here. We're not going to get anything pretty today, but I'd like to have this menu set up. Now that we know how to put collections in a list, and I've learned a little bit about kind of like the more natural way to structure your content inside of an Eleventy code base. So that makes a little bit more sense to me. So if you remember last time, we were trying to create this events landing page that could list our events. And one of the things I don't quite understand is if there's a way to override kind of like where the data is stored for a collection in the source directory, and then where it gets when Eleventy actually like transpiles everything in the static content in the site directory. There's a way to like store these two things in different places, but really I think most of the time it's just grabbing whatever structure you put in source and spitting it out that way in the deployment. So what it ends up like is you get weird things like by default this kind of starter pack came with this structure for a blog post, and the content for blog goes into something called posts. It's a directory titled posts, which is right here, and so that content goes in here, and but then the landing page for the blog is /blog, and that uses an index.html, this nunjux template or liquid template. You kind of like want the problem is that all your blog posts end up, instead of it being /blog/title, it's /posts/title, which is kind of weird in my opinion. So if we go to blog, you see we're at /blog, and then all your articles are at /posts. Normally you wouldn't want this to continue, and so it would be /blog/ the title. So that's kind of weird. So what I've done is in the events directory, I have an index.html in here, so that will be /events, and then this will list all of our events. And then I've used this front matter configuration. It's called Eleventy exclude from collections. I made that true, and so anywhere you have a collection based on the tags, the tag of event inside this directory, then this landing page doesn't show up. So what happens is let's go back to that events page. We can see we have 4 events in here right now displaying in that collection, and that collection pulls data based on that tag. So if we come back and we take this out, then all of a sudden like this landing page shows up in this collection. So that's not something we want. So this is the best thing I have in my understanding of Eleventy for how this could work. So I think ideally, I don't like this because if you have a lot of content in here, your index.html ends up, buried somewhere inside this big directory of content. I wish it was separate, but I don't have a way to deal with that right away. And something else we changed off camera was inside of an event, we did include a slug. So what this does is any new content that's created, it puts it into this structure where it uses the year, the month, and the slug. And we can see inside events, we've got a 2021 directory, we've got a 21 directory, inside a June directory. So that's the way that's set up. I don't know if you can retroactively apply this to like all the previous content. I haven't found a way to do that, but we don't have any real content yet, so I don't think that will be a problem. So yeah, those are a few things we've changed. I think that's fine. This is fine. And I also have a better understanding of how the layouts inside this includes directory work now, so it should be a little easier to do this stuff. So I want to start pulling some of this content out. We don't need this. So really I want to start fleshing out how this stuff is laid out. So this is the home page. It looks like we're going to have like 2, maybe 1 or 2 different types of container layouts here. Maybe we'll just assume everything's full width. Yeah, that should be fine. Header, footer. We've got partials for header and footer. Footer. All right, let's start taking some of the stuff out. What goes in our footer? All right, logo and legal. So we have some settings in here inside of data. Okay. What if we do like org name or most of the sites I work on have a field for a site slogan. Oh, what is our slogan? Do we have one? Not really. Let's make this the slogan, and then someone can. And then that would be easier to change. But we might not do that. Collections are in here. Aha. So we need to actually do it here because these are set up as collections. Site name. cool. It's probably gonna explode my build. No, it didn't. Interesting. If we go to the admin, we should be able to edit those settings in here. Settings, meta settings, site and slogan. Cool, super cool. Okay, so this should be made copyright copyright, yeah, it works. And then we also need our menu down there. So how do we place a menu? That should be in the nav bar. If navigation items, is it just this? Let's say we had a partial. Alright. Include nav bar. Footer. Does footer include the nav bar? It doesn't, but it should. I don't know why these things are separate. But if we do that, it should put, or not. Template not found. Partials. That worked. There's some navigation down there. It's not what I expected though. Let's just do this. Huzzah, menu. Actually, we should do this. Alright. Navigation in the footer. We don't need this stuff, so we're going to pull that out. I think that should probably be in one of these. Default HTML. Do I look in index? Right here? Yeah. So it's using the default layout, so it's using this file. Kind of wraps all of this content in there. So we defined some settings earlier. How do I use that? Do I do settings dot segment? This will be slogan. Let's just take the title out. And this is including content.html. And we actually don't need this file at all. But we can create other files for all these sections. Hey, it worked. It's that simple. Cool. So I guess we could go ahead and do this. This header is going to be tricky. We might need to make like two different versions of this. One for the home page is transparent and just allows this to work. The hero. So what happens if we do that? So if we go to partials and we just say like, I'll make a new folder called like blocks. And if I say like, create a new directory called homepage hero. How do we do front matter again? It's just something like this. Not sure I even need this. Let's just do some like test stuff. Homepage heroes. If we go back to here. How do we do like include? How do we include stuff? I'll delete in here. Yeah, so it's like is it that simple? Is it really that simple? It is that simple. Sweet. Alright. There's a bunch of stuff here we don't need. So the classes here come from what's it called? Tailwind CSS. So we're going to be looking at these documents quite a bit. I don't have it memorized. It's utility first framework where you just kind of like add in these little utility classes, and then you can kind of, build a nice framework for building UIs really quickly. So this is something that's built into this neat starter pack. The T in neat stands for Tailwind. So we'll be using this. And it looks like this has some kind of class on it that makes it the height of the browser window, which is not something that we want. And probably it's MX. No, that's margin. It's that. Okay. I wonder if there's a plugin for VS Code for Tailwind. Like easily access the Tailwind CSS documentation from within code. That sounds like what I want. So I don't have to leave VS Code to do this. No, I don't want it to open in a browser. That's not what we want. Because I have a browser. Alright, enough time looking at that. Alright, we got our blocks in here. I think I'm just gonna... There's a whole bunch of ways we could structure this. I guess we can have these... I don't know if these parcels can like choose a layout, and you can have a layout that's like, you know, always works the same. It has the same container properties. But I'm just not worried about it. Do container, and I think like there's a padding property where it's like padding py, and then you choose an integer. Oh look, I have some autocomplete set up for this. py10, what's that look like? Yeah, I just want something to space this out. Yeah, that works. Works for me. So we need to make a couple of these. What we got? We got the homepage hero. We got this other static content for, I don't know what we're gonna call this. Story intro. And we get the benefits list. Checkout buffet. Yeah, so we need to make this stuff. Let's go ahead and do that. What if instead of blocks, we like, because this is all homepage content, so if we do partials, homepage, I'll have to change that directory. I'll just make that hero. So we'll rename this. And then we'll just make a couple of these. What do we need? We need story. We need benefits. We need checkout buffet. And I think that's all we really need specifically for the home page. We can start to put some content into these, because this is content that's like it's not edited through the CMS. It's just going to be in code. It's not going to be changed that often. It'll be easy to change in these files. So we need to go put these on the home page, which is right here. So what do we need? We need story intro, benefits, checkout buffet, and that's it. Yes. Alright, we got some filler stuff on here now. Let's go ahead and start to put some of this content in here. Is there a benefit to making these front matter instead of just... Yeah, I guess there would be. I guess you could... I can't verify this, but I'm imagining front matter, you can like run it through translation engine or something like that. What do I want this to say? Just make an intro. Do I need double quotes? How did we set this up? We had a settings, site name, slogan. Front matter is not working here. What am I missing? What am I missing? Okay. Can you not use front matter in partials? Front matter that's in a partial will not be processed. It will just appear on the page. Using front matter with partials. Don't bother putting front matter in partials. Okay, maybe we're completely abusing partials. How we're using them here, but yeah. It's a bummer we can't use the site slogan here though. Yeah, like what's the point? Oops. I really wanted to use partials. I wanted to use some data in partials. Can you not use any data? Eleventy partials versus what else is there? Like what's the partials and include? Include tag is how partials added to the page by default. It looks for partials in the includes folder. Our installation looks for them, yeah, in the includes directory. So this resource, by the way, Eleventy walkthrough, has been really useful. Add that the includes head.html to use the title tag. This shows that the included partial will process the front matter of the including page. However, front matter that is in the partial will not be processed and will just appear on the page. So do I have to do like site slogan? Can I do that? Who knows? Let's find out. No. Oh yeah, no, that did work. Can okay. So anything that's available and like whatever includes basically all the environment that's in this index.html file is available to all these partials once they're included. So it must include that file and then process the whole thing afterwards. That's cool. So we can use the site slogan in our hero, and we can also use settings dot site name. Yeah, that works too. Okay. So we can put an intro here. We'd have to put it in here like hero intro. And we can use hero intro in here. Did not break. It works. I don't really like that, to be honest with you. I guess it kind of, you know, it does in some way make sense that you would go to the home page, edit all the content for the home page, but it would turn into like a bunch of front matter for the home page right here. And you can't access this front matter from the admin side, so if you're gonna do this, you should probably, like, if you want these things to be editable, you would probably do it in some sort of setting structure. All right. Let's just do it in here though. Good enough. And then I'm gonna clean the front matter, all this stuff, because it doesn't get processed anyways. Let's see. And we have this kind of funky list down below. So it's plus group grain discounts and used equipment sales. So we need to figure out like what's the smartest way to structure this. Clearly there's a list. That we put our benefits in. Do I have can I do like, yeah. Like, what's the best way to format something like this? It's like a title for a list. I guess it's a section. Technically, this would be a heading. And you know, like the list doesn't look anything like anything because I think Tailwind is doing like a full reset for all elements, so nothing looks like anything right now, which is fine. Let's bump up the padding here. There we go. Cool. Content for the hero looks done. We are going to end up adding quite a bit of styling to this thing. Let's look at the next section. This is a paragraph. This is a paragraph. It's going to be styled. And then we're going to have a figure with a caption. Excellent. This is fig caption, isn't it? Yeah. I don't know why it's not autocomplete. And what's our caption? And then we're gonna have an image. I don't know if this will be an image or not. This might be like a picture tag. That's a good question. How do you do responsive images in Eleventy? Is there a smart way to do this? Because if Node's processing these images, I'm assuming it could make multiple versions based on breakpoints. Install Eleventy image. Cool. So it looks like there is some way to do this. If you don't know, like, responsive images is this way to serve an appropriately sized image based on, I guess we should say, device capabilities, like the size of the device. And it gets more complicated than that because we have like pixel densities for different devices and all those things to deal with, but it makes your site faster. Let's put it that way. For now, we use a placeholder. There's a couple of placeholder services, and it's really cool. You just do like placehold .it, and then you put your dimensions in here. What are the dimensions of this? 775 by 430. Let's just do that. That should work. No, image is broken. Is it this? Maybe placehold it, it's not around anymore. Is there a place beer service? There is. Brilliant. So just placebeer.com. Beer. Cool. All right. So we got an image in there. We have all the content for that section in there. On to benefits. I'm going to do h-elip. Yeah. We will come back and, you know, add some markup for columns and that kind of stuff. And then we've got, this is basically a big list. I'm just going to make it a single list, but I think there are some utility classes for like splitting a list into like multiple columns. So I'm just going to assume that that's the way this is going to work. And then we'll go ahead and put these in one by one. It would be nice if Figma had a nice way to. I know they do have lists now, but I'm not sure you can put like you can collapse a list into multiple columns with auto layout. If you've ever used Figma, one of the nice things is like seems like every week they're deploying features that you want. Which is something I can't say is true of like Adobe. If you've kind of lived and breathed Adobe software for a long time, you kind of gotta wait for the annual release. It changed quite a bit with Adobe Creative Suite and the subscription model and all that kind of stuff. We've got a weird character in here with discounts. Is that all that's in this section? Yeah, that's it. This list is boring. Let's do like want like list columns. Maybe just use grid. Sure, let's give it a shot. Grid. Grid calls 3, but really gonna want that on desktop. Let's just see if it works. I'm not sure how we set up our breakpoints. Hey, look at that. Our list is 3 columns now. We'll just leave it like that for now. We'll do the finessing later. This last item here is a little weird. Yeah, see, I don't want the grids to go like across in columns. I want to go down and then up, down and then up. Is there text columns in here? This is not an Eleventy thing. This is what we want. Alright, we're getting sidetracked. Just leave this as is for now, and then we'll have to come back and make that better later. Check out buffet. What do we got going on here? We got kind of like a 2-column inside of a 2-column that's 2/3, 1/3. So only $20 a year. Join today. All right, that's in the same. We're gonna need like this will be our try before we buy. Or only $20 section. And this is like an advertisement almost. And this is going to be our first button. We're going to have to make a page for like join today. Both of these are like specially formatted things. Come on, autocomplete. Try before you buy, only $20. Cool. I don't know if this is technically right, but normally we avoid trying to do this sort of thing because we can't guarantee in the CMS that we can't guarantee a lot of things actually with like how words break in certain circumstances, especially if you're using a CMS and like you gotta type in the title into a text area. But we have the luxury of doing whatever we want here, which is fun. And then we've got another button. Don't we have a page for this? Big brew, little brew, we certainly do. Big brew. What's the URL for that? Is it /pages/big brew little brew? Because I don't like that. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, we don't have a. How do we make buttons in Tailwind? Do we not? What was that example on the home page? Get started. By now. What's that? Oh, that's an actual button. We don't want a button. We want like a link button. CSS link buttons. Tailwind starter kit. I don't want to use a button element. Tailwind link button. I don't know. I've never worked super deeply in Tailwind, so this is going to be a learning experience as well. Why are all these buttons? Style link. Don't tell me I have to put like padding on every instance of a button. That sounds ridiculous. I'll have to look a little bit. We'll save that for another video. We'll have like a whole Tailwind video, I guess. Alright, kind of have our two sections here. Try before you buy, only $20. I don't think I want this to be a section. I'm just going to use a div. This should be a section though. And then all of this should be 2-column grid. Is that what we want? Or do we want like a 12-column grid? do grid column 3. Yeah, we're writing this like desktop first right now, but we're gonna have to figure out breakpoints and that kind of stuff later on, so we can, this is gonna be different columns for mobile. It'll just be one column on mobile, but then on tablet it might be just a 50-50 layout, and then on desktop that'll be different. How do we do columns? Column start end. That's what we want. Yeah. Call span 1. Yep, that's what we want. Precisely what we want. What's the cheap background classes? Just so we can like differentiate between these sections. Like, here we go. Are these like 100, 200, 300? Yeah. Alright. Cool, we have sections on our home page. Nice. Now the header for this site is set up to be fixed, so it follows you down the page. I don't think we want that. I just think it's annoying most of the time. So let's go find where that header is. Is the header nav bar? Yeah. What is this? What is this? LG fix if path equals home. Oh, so it's only fixed on the home page. If we go to the blog, it's not fixed. Yeah, I doubly don't like that. Cool. The footer is still fixed. Why is this nav bar? I want this to be header. We're going to rename this stuff. We don't want this to be fixed at all. What is bottom 0? Is that like works off position fixed or absolute? I'm sure. Alright. Cool. So that stays down there. That stays up there. One of the problems I see already is you notice our rows, the background color extends to the edges of the layout where there is a background color. There's a container that contains all these things, and it wraps everything from the outside, so you don't, these collars don't extend beyond that. So we need to go looking for, I'm guessing it's the layout that's used for the default content, so it would be content safe. I'm guessing the index for the home page has, no, I'm wrong. Layout default, so it's using this. There's a container there for sure. Where is it? Also don't know what this does, path home. Oh, I'm such a dummy. All these partials have container on them. So we can turn this class off in the front end. See? Alright, so we just have to structure these partials differently. We need to put this container inside here. That way, our content can sit contained within the background. Now you can see how that background extends the entire width of the browser. Cool. Alright, we're going to do the same thing for the rest of these. Let's just grab this. That should do it. Yeah, look at that. We got full width collars. Alright, this section was like 2 columns, wasn't it? Yeah, primarily 2 columns. I might want to change the way we do this a little bit. But for now, we'll do grid calls 2. Oh wait, this is the wrong partial. I was gonna say the content does not look right. And then we need to wrap that should do it. Yay! Look at that. Cool. Oh, this will be centered. Left, right. Benefits, 3 columns. Yep. I like it. We made good progress today. I only had about an hour to work on this. I might do some more later, but we're chugging right along. We understand Eleventy a little bit more. And there's some really cool things I'd like to do that are kind of like on the list. One of those is, if you remember, when we were configuring our collections, we started to create a recipe collection. And inside a recipe collection, there's a style field. And there's only so many styles, like they're defined styles. And what I found was, instead of creating a widget of string, I'd love it if we could automatically pull the types of styles that are defined by the BJCP. And I found a source for this. BJCP beer style guide JSON. So yeah, there's a big old JSON file with all of the beer styles. So how cool would it be if that drop down that we use to select the beer style for a beer recipe automatically gives you the options that are available in the standard. That would be really nice. So that's on the wish list. Maybe we'll do that a couple more videos. But right now we need to feel some progress. So we're going to keep on kind of adding content to pages to make this something that we can actually kind of look at and enjoy, instead of feeling like we're stuck for a long time. That's it for today. Thank you if you've watched the stream. I always enjoy people's feedback, so drop a comment if you found something you liked. Have a good one.